You're right.
Ron Harris here from MuscleOven.com. Coverage of the Olympia weekend brought to you by High Tech Pharmaceuticals. Here with Jose Raymond, the Boston Mass. And wow, this is another Olympia champion in Derek Lunsford. Congratulations. This is the 6th different Mr. Olympia we've had in 7 years, but a stunning upset. I was rooting for him. Of course, much respect to Hadi Choopan, the reigning champion, but somehow Derek pulled it off. Derek is your new Mr. Olympia. I think we're all a little surprised, even though it was as close as it was.
Yeah, surprise is a great word to say. And as you said, we were rooting for Derek. I love Derek. I love Hadi. I competed against both of them. I got no skin in the game. I saw it differently. I respect the judges and whatever it is that they saw, but I saw it differently. I saw Hadi winning. And, I again, just kind of like the 212, I do see Keon winning. You know, he's going to be the next in line to win. Derek was the next in line to win. But again, I see it as premature. I just didn't see it. And I see Derek's grandmother 8 times this weekend. And, and she's like, what do you think? And I'm like, he's awesome. He's definitely going to be top 2. He's in the running, but I don't know. And you know what? Congratulations, Derek. If there's an incredible ambassador, the perfect ambassador for Mr. Olympia, it's Derek. Just for all the reasons we know. He's American. He's white.
Speaks English.
He speaks English. He's a good-looking kid. He's a child of Christ. He travels and he does the game of promoting bodybuilding. So yes, I guess that is the best candidate to be Mr. Olympia right now.
But if people, obviously there's a lot of Hadi fans that are going to be very, very upset right now. But if they're going to point to those reasons, I would counter by saying, well, if that's the case, why didn't they just give it to Derek last year? Because last year was the same situation. They were very close. I don't think they look that different this year. Do you think Derek looked that much better or Hadi looked worse? If anything, Hadi looked, I think, better than last year. Derek maybe a little better, but it's not like either one of them changed dramatically over the last year, we could say. Because that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, well, Hadi probably is maxed out. He can't get any better because he's got all the size and all the muscle maturity in the world. Derek, I saw a little bit of improvement, but not a whole lot. So I'm really not sure how it went the way it went, but we got to jump to this as we're going to get to it eventually. But Hadi was very, very upset. First time I've ever seen a Mr. Olympia who lost title or anyone walk off stage before the awards were even done. He didn't flip off anybody. He didn't scream or yell, but that's going to be a mark on his record to be walking off stage without congratulating the champion and acknowledging it. It's just not a good look.
It was not a good look, but I'm going to defend Hadi the best I can. And there's that old saying, show me a good loser and I'll show you a loser. Hadi's a winner. He's not used to losing. He puts everything he can into this, and he handled it wrong. But Hadi's a good guy, and he's a great champion. And that was an unfortunate set of circumstances. And, I'm sure he's going to reach out to Derek, and they're going to talk, and he'll be sure to squash it. But, man, I feel bad that happened. But you get caught up in the emotion of it all, and it's a one-track mind. It's a one-track lifestyle when you're a bodybuilder, and that's it. All you know how to do is win, and when you don't, it's shocking. So, yeah, that was bad. Hopefully, that gets.
And I'm very sure. I don't even have to guess. I'm sure it was nothing personal.
No.
I'm sure they have the utmost respect and admiration for each other. They were training together out in Dallas. Hadi was putting them both through workouts. They both had great things to say about each other. I'm sure it was just, they caught up in the emotional moment of losing the title that he's trained so hard for. And, he was Mr. Olympia. He fully expected to win Mr. Olympia again. He delivered an amazing package. Anyway, let's move on a little bit. Samson Dauda in 3rd place. Really
Put the mic close to your face.
Okay. Raise the volume up. Raise the volume up. I really can't because this mic flag is on. So, can we hear it? Can we hear it? It's love? Okay. If that's the case, I'll take the mic flag off, guys, and hold that for a second. Okay. Yeah, guys, it's a technical thing. Ugh. Let's see. On. Oh, no, it's all the way up. It's all the way up. So, guys, we're back. So, third place, Samson Dauda. No surprise. No surprise at all. That's where we all had him in the predictions. That's where he ended up. There were, speculations that because maybe they wanted to go in a different direction with aesthetics and a taller, bigger guy and a whole new look, whereas Hadi and Derek sort of have a similar look. And Samson might have been the one to pick for the win, but clearly it didn't go that way.
No, he wasn't going to win, but what a fantastic finish and improvement from 6th to 3rd to an Arnold Classic win to his career is skyrocketing. And yeah, he's massive. He's the biggest guy on stage and a beautiful physique. He's round and bubbly and he's got everything. He's just not ready to win the Olympia. So he ended up in 3rd, where he should have been.
Condition still, to me, is subpar for him. It was nowhere near the level of Derek or Hadi. And I don't know if he's capable of having that particular look where he can see all his little fibers. I don't know. I hope so, because if not, I don't see him getting past these guys, Hadi and Derek, anytime soon.
Well, it's not, you misspoke there. It's not bad condition for him.
Right.
It's bad condition compared to, Derek's glutes and Hadi's pecs and Hadi's midsection.
Right.
But he's getting better. He's going to put it all together. But he's one of those guys that does need to get himself up to 330, 340, and then come down and be a dry 282 or something. It's going to be a process. He's still figuring it out. And I think we will see improvements next year. The year after, he's still relatively young, with 33, something like that.
Do the math. He was 6th place last year. He moved up to 3rd. So if he moves up 3 spots again, he wins next year.
Yeah, he's got more muscle than anyone. So it's really entertaining when he just walks out there and he's not even posing. It's like just mountains of muscle everywhere. And it's pretty awesome. But like you said, the condition isn't anywhere near Hadi or Derek. So I don't think he needs to be as hard as them to win.
Right.
He just needs to be close and better than he is. And he will be.
Milo says, #bodybuilding. So 4th place, same as last year, was former Mr. Olympia Brandon Curry. It's quite a story because he almost had to pull out of the show. I reported falsely. I think I said definitively that he had to go to the hospital. It was Wednesday night, I believe it was. He didn't make it to the meet and greet. What was the other thing he didn't make it to? I'm not sure. But in any case, he had ulcers. He definitely missed a lot of meals. Last night at the judging, he was definitely flat. Things weren't popping. The round, bubbly Brandon that we're usually accustomed to seeing didn't bring that package. He did fill out a little bit later, fill out in time for tonight a little bit more, and it was enough to get him into 4th. Is that where you had him in your eyes, 4th place?
Absolutely. He was, he still got that crazy, pretty physique, and he was in good shape, and he was full enough that, because Hunter, it was Andrew, right?
Yeah, Andrew was 5th, yeah.
So even those two you could probably flip-flop, but he has the more, I had said it a few days ago, that because he's shorter, he fits in more with the Derek and Hadi. He's more of that type of physique. Plus, he's just crazy wide and former Mr. Olympia, beautiful physique. He got it. He got what he deserved.
Yeah. And Andrew Jack looked phenomenal in 5th place. Not sure if he was quite as good as he was when he won Texas. Different lighting here, kind of wacky lighting. There's fog machines going, strobe lights, a little distracting, but I thought he brought a tremendous package. I know you're a big fan of his physique. Yep. So were you impressed with the improvements he made from last year to this year?
Oh, absolutely, last year. From Texas to here, he's bigger, fuller, which is what the goal was for him. Because this is the Olympia, it's not Texas. And he did edge out the same guy that he beat in Texas in beating Hunter Labrada, who also was better in Texas. I'm not saying Andrew was better in Texas. He was probably tighter in Texas, but he was definitely bigger. This is probably a better package than Texas, but it's hard to say because he's standing next to Olympia lineup. But I think everything fell where it should. I'm on the fence, or I'll say I flat out disagree with the call of Hadi in second. But I'm not judging. I'm not there, and I'm there, but I'm sitting behind the judges. Maybe they saw something I didn't. Regardless, you can't argue with Derek Lunsford being Mr. Olympia. We all knew that it was going to happen, and we wanted it to happen.
Sure.
But it happened sooner than we thought.
I'm a huge fan of Derek. I love the kid. He's
How can you not?
How can you? You can't hate the guy. You just can't. I've always, I've known him since he won the USA, and I'm very, very happy for him. But I didn't know if he was going to get it. I really thought Hadi's density, maturity, all those crazy striations across the chest and all that, quads. I just thought that was going to be enough. But congratulations, Derek. We don't know anything beyond 5th place yet. Score sheets will probably be up tomorrow on ifbbpro.com. I'm pretty sure Hunter Labrada was probably in 6th. After that, it could have been Antonio Burton, Krizo, Regan. These are all guys that were in the top 10, but we don't know how they placed. So no comment on that.
But it was a great top 10.
It was an excellent top 10. Well, let's talk about Classic, though, because a lot of Classic Physique fans, and we didn't jump out and do a report on that because we would have missed the results of the Mr. Olympia. So very, very tight race today that we saw earlier between Chris Bumstead and Raymond. And, this was the first time I can remember worrying that, I don't know if Chris is going to take it this time. The last 4 years, I didn't even think twice. Like, here we go, Bumstead. Bumstead looks amazing. He's got it. Ramon really pushed him. He said, I don't think the weight cap increase helped Chris too much. He didn't look that different to me. Ramon was definitely a fuller Ramon. And, you pointed out to me condition, and I saw it with my own eyes eventually. Ramon was tighter than him, but I don't know how much the presentation played into it too. Bumstead is just such an amazing poser, so relaxed, so confident, just has a mastery of it. Ramon is still getting a hang of that, getting his mastery. I do think he'll get better and better. But what do you think that the factors were that led the judges to choose Chris again for his 5th title?
Well, I think Chris was flat at prejudging. And I think Hani worked his magic. And I noticed immediately when Chris came out, and I had said something to you. I go, he's waxing them now. I said something like that, because Chris, when he did his quarter turn to the rear, locked his hams and glutes and opened his lats, I'm like, that's game over. I just could tell that he'd filled out. He got harder. Everything was tighter. And as you mentioned, his presentation is perfect. And Ramon's is still a work in progress. So Chris did what he had to do. He definitely left the door open after prejudging because I think he was flat. Something was off, But
well, he did say in his acceptance speech he tore a lat a few weeks ago, like 4 or 5 weeks out, and he couldn't train for a little while. And, last year he tore the bicep right before the show. So it was another of those instances, I should say, where he came back from what could have taken him out of the show. We've had it been a worse injury. But, kudos to him, man. He looked phenomenal. I don't know how many more years he wants to do this. But Ramon's catching up. He's catching up very rapidly. I really think presentation could be the key factor. If he could pose as confidently and make it look as effortless and fun as Bumstead, I think he could overtake him.
He's getting better. Ramon is a lot better than he was last year as far as presentation and physique. So I only expect it to continue in that trajectory. He could use a little more lat with a little more lat muscle to skin next to Chris, because Chris has that incredible rib cage and lat and it makes a difference. But yeah, he's gonna continue to improve. Chris was impressive tonight.
Yeah, you can't take anything away from the kid. 5 Olympia titles at 28 years old. That's all he is, guys. He's only 28. 3rd place, again, I believe he was 3rd last year. The Miracle Bear, Urs Kalaczynski, delivered. He came in shredded. Great posing routine, as always. So one of the champs just leaving the building. I don't know. 1,000,000-watt smile. We're both huge fans of him. He's
great kid.
I believe you've put him through a couple of workouts back.
Yeah, I've spent time with him. Every time we travel, we end up hooking up somewhere somehow. And I text with him, talk to him. He's just a great kid. Love him all around. His physique is still, just like Ramon, still a work in progress. And he has the structure, he's the presentation. If Ramon had his presentation, it might be a different story, But he ended up where I thought he was. At first we thought Brian was pushing him.
Yep.
Brian looked incredible. What is he, 43 years old now?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and his back was incredible. His arms were incredible. His condition, his midsection, his presentation. It's just, as you get older into the 40s, the quad sweep starts to go down a little bit, which throws things off a little bit. I know full and well what that does to you. Yeah. It makes the waist look a little different. But you know what? He was fourth.
He was fourth last year. He's never been lower than fourth. His first Olympia, when Hester won, he was fourth. He won it 2 years in a row, and then this is his second time in a row with fourth. So still fourth best in the world at 43 years old with a division where you get like a new superstar every 3 weeks. Pretty damn impressive.
It is.
Fifth place was Terrence Ruffin, Rough Diesel. I thought that's what he deserved. I thought, as usual, he brought the cuts, he brought the symmetry, shape. Great poser, probably the best poser in the game. But he looked a lot smaller than these other guys, and I can't help. This is still bodybuilding. It's classic physique, but it's still bodybuilding.
Well, he is smaller. But when he's by himself, you're like, that's Mr. Olympia. That guy is incredible. When you don't know how tall or how much he weighs, he's incredible. And his posing routines he's the best poser in the game, period. And I think it had more to do with, like, he was ashy. He was ashy. He didn't have tan, or he didn't have oil.
He was oil.
And he just wasn't popping. He's got detail upon detail that just didn't shine because of something. Maybe he could have been a little fuller. I don't know. But I think it was more the color and the oil than anything else. He's still going to be someone to reckon with for the coming years. He's going to figure it out. He's got a few extra pounds to play with now. I'm not even sure he needs them, but he's young, and he's going to continue growing and getting better and mastering his craft even more so. So he's going to be dangerous no matter what.
Yeah. I would like to see him put on those 7 pounds that he was gifted, that they gave his weight group for his height. We are ready for questions from the chat because we can't really see them.
Hey, we got to mention Ryan Terry
that's right.
winning. I love Ryan. He's a great dude. I competed in Korea with him 7-8 years ago and partied with him. And to see him now, 8 years later, winning the Olympia, he was always kind of like a cover model, good-looking kid with great physique. But, he just wasn't going to – and he pulled it together. I mean, he grew it back, and his confidence on stage, and it was awesome to see him win. So congratulations to him.
It was his 9th attempt, he said in his acceptance speech. So it was his 9th Olympia.
Yeah.
It took him 9 tries, and he did it. Congrats. First UK champion for men's physique, for sure. And Bikini Olympia, we saw a change in title. Maureen Blanquisco, the reigning champ, was defeated by Jennifer Dory. In fact, every single woman in the top 5 was a former Bikini Olympia champ or current. We had Ashley Kaltwasser up there, Issa Piccini, Jennifer Dory,
Laura Lee
Chapados. Yeah, so what a top 5. All Olympia champions. Pretty impressive. I don't think there were any other divisions tonight. Men's physique, I think we covered them all. So we're ready for a few questions from the chat. If there's anything Jen has for us.
Yes, we do.
Good for Derek. Well, that's no question. Statement.
Good for Derek.
Yeah. Oh, you can put them on the screen. Jen, do you want to just put them on the screen and I can read them? If there's anything you want to highlight that way, yeah, do that. It's a little screen, but I can read it. All right, guys, we're going to. Okay, so I'm gonna have to. Please excuse me for going close. Do you guys think Derek will spend the year exclusively for the Olympia again to cement defense title, or will he do more shows? Oh, I don't think he's going to do any more shows. Olympia champion typically doesn't.
Not when you get 400, and he probably got 10 grand for the People's Champ. he's going to be spending that time with his wife and kid and just waiting to come back and win again.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a baby coming in a few months, a couple months. I don't think he has that long to wait. So, yeah. And why would he? Again, if you're the Olympia champion, what other show are you going to do except possibly the Arnold? But that's coming up pretty soon. So he just needs to rest and recover, get his head straight, chill out. It's you could see it in his face. That kid worked so hard. His face was caved in. He looked just at the meet and greet. He was like melting. He was so exhausted. Talking to fans for 3 hours and trying to eat his food and everything. Anyway, let's get another one up there. What's that say? I just thought Hadi striations and gnarly muscles that Derek didn't have would be the deciding factor. Me too.
So did we.
So did we. Yeah. So.
What do we know?
Not much to add to that. We totally agree with you. And I'm a huge Derek fan, but I wasn't confident that he was going to win, only because Derek has those things, and typically at the Olympia, that's enough to carry you, especially if you're the reigning champ. And you bring the package again that won you the title before, and usually that's enough to hold on to. Where do you guys place Nick Walker here? That's a good question.
Top four,
top three.
He might have beaten this Andrew, but I just think the whole machine wanted Andrew in there for some reason. The whole Earth, the universe wanted Andrew Samson in that position. So I would say fourth at worst, probably third, somewhere in there.
I mean, if you figure that Samson beat him at the Arnold in about the same condition, and Nick was shredded out of his skull at the Arnold, I don't see how the outcome, it's mostly a lot of the same judges, the same criteria. I don't see how the result would have been any different.
Well, there was a clear mistake that Nick made at the Arnold, which was sucking himself down, losing size in his legs, and he was determined not to do that. So I think it might have seen a very different Nick, which would have led to a very different comparison with Samson.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get another one up. What's going on over here? Okay. I thought Hadi did enough to repeat as a champ, but this was super close. Yeah, we agree.
Yep.
Next. Try to give us something we can
throw us a curveball.
Something that Jose and I can disagree on. That'd be good. He should do the Arnold, meaning who should do the Arnold? I'm not sure if they mean Hadi or Derek. Well, Hadi as an Olympia champ, my gut tells me he just wants the Olympia title back. I don't see him. I'm not speaking for him. This is just my own speculation. I don't see him going for the Arnold title. I bet he's just going to train balls.
We're talking visa issues, and not likely that we'll see Hadi at the Arnold.
It's not easy for him to get here. He gets here like 4 or 5, I think it was like 5 weeks ahead of time this time. So he'd have to come home for like a month, 5 weeks, then he'd have to come right back again. I don't see him doing it. How many years would it take Samson to dominate the Olympia? How many years would it take him? I mean, who knows?
A million. Because he's not going to dominate. There's some goddamn great bodybuilders. I don't know. We've yet to see the version of him to even win it. Never mind dominate it.
I don't see anybody, honestly, dominating for a while. Or I won't say never because I said that to Ronnie last week. I said, we're never going to see another 8-time champ. He said, never say never. And I said, okay, maybe not in our lifetime, though. It might be like 50 years from now. Maybe this guy isn't even born yet. Who knows? But
if Derek keeps improving at the rate that he is, then he may be a dominant champ. I just don't see much room to improve.
I mean, mass-wise, he's got all the size he's ever going to need. What does he really need more of? I mean, maybe a little more quads, maybe condition, that muscle maturity from the front. That's all. That's all he can really improve on at this point. Samson, more room for improvement is Samson, but he's been rapidly improving. He's added like 40 pounds of muscle over the past 2.5 years or so. He went from a guy that nobody would have dreamed would even be in top 5 at the Olympia to people were talking about this guy's a potential Olympia. Okay, what do we got next? Scorecards are out. Okay, 6, Hunter. Thank you. 7th, Krizo. 8, Tonio. 9, Regan. 10, Charles. I agree with that.
That makes sense.
They try and kick people out, or are they just happy?
That's just the 4th one.
Oh, okay.
I think the crowd probably waiting for Derek.
Oh, they're waiting for Derek. Good luck. He probably went out the back door.
Hadi fans.
He's long gone. Joe Mackey walking away. Good job. All right, let's throw up another curl. Regan finally top 10. Yeah, I mean.
In this lineup, that's sure. That was great. He looks awesome from behind.
Yeah.
And he's got great structure. really pretty physique. He's just not thick front to back yet. But he absolutely belongs in the top 10.
Regan's a work in progress. We have not seen his final form yet. Young kid. What's that, 28, 29 years old?
I think he's 30 now.
Is he 30?
Yeah.
He's still going to be getting. He's not at his best. His prime is just starting now. So, we'll see better things from Regan.
We're going to see better things right now.
Yeah. Did you want to put her on?
Oh,
the
no.
Lord, yeah, we need to see these things.
Good Lord, no. That's a whole other video.
Oh my God.
Some women with these breast implants like the size of a human being each breast. But,
You might catch it if they walk by.
I don't want to go there. This is a family show. All right, Hadi did look.
See those? They saw them.
Hadi did look more shredded from the front and side. Oh yeah, Hadi's got striations and detail that Derek can't even dream of yet. I do hope that Derek gets that quality eventually, because it's going to improve his look dramatically. I mean, if he had that, I think we would see many, many titles in his future. But he might get that, and he might not even need that. We'll see.
No, yeah, he doesn't need it. He just won without it.
Right? Yeah, that's true.
So the small improvements that Derek needs to make, he'll make.
So talking about Nick Walker, had a really good chance winning this year, or a minimum top 2. I don't think he was getting past Hadi or Nick. I'm sorry.
Hadi or Derek?
Hadi or Derek. What did I say? Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick's not going to get past Nick. Somebody just left. One of the champs just exited. Yeah, I mean, he was third place last year to these guys, and he looked phenomenal last year. Big, full, shredded. I don't see how he was getting past either of those top 2 guys this year. Okay, Samson was really good. I think the 2 best shaped bodies. What were we saying? They lost to 2 blocks of ice. Wow. Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Derek's a block of ice.
Apparently, he's a block of ice.
22-inch waist.
He's a refrigerator.
Okay.
Okay, that was harsh. All right. Next. We'll take a couple more, and then we'll get the F out of here. No offense, guys. Okay. Dexter Jackson would have won. Would have won.
Yeah, maybe in 08 or one of his better forms, sure.
Yeah.
But that's Dexter Jackson.
I mean, I think Phil Heath at his best would still be winning today against this lineup.
Yep.
Ronnie at his
2019 Roden would have won this.
best. Ronnie, almost any of the years Ronnie won.
09 Cutler, sure.
Yeah. But now it's like baseball players comparing boxers from the Muhammad Ali. You could do that all
Ross
day.
Antonio looked phenomenal.
Yeah.
Ross might have been a little flatter. He was peeled, but he looked a little thinnish. Antonio looked big. He looked like Dexter.
Very impressive. Antonio is like the second coming of Dexter.
Yeah, very impressive.
And he's another work in progress. I think another off season. I think we're going to see him. To me, first I was talking to Giles on the preview. He doesn't have enough size to compare with these guys.
Yeah, let Giles do.
That was me that said that. So
you're an asshole.
I got to take the fall on that one.
All right.
But I was wrong. He's got all the size he needs. I think a little more size would help him. But man, he looks like Dexter. Dexter didn't need to be 270 pounds to win the Mr. Olympia. All right, what do we got? Punter. Do you see Samson Dauda and Jack doing the Arnold Classic? Yeah, why not? Well, we don't know, but Samson.
I think Andrew needs a break.
Yeah.
He competed this whole year. He's been prepping literally the whole year. Yeah. He went from the Olympia to the Arnold to Texas to the Olympia. He needs a break. I don't think we'll see Andrew at the Arnold.
And I don't know about Samson. I mean, that's early March. We're already into first week of December. So November, December, January, February. That's like 16 weeks away. They would get a very short break and go back into prep. So it's tough to do both of those shows back to back. I don't know what he's going to decide to do. Antonio was peeled to shreds. He was in really good shape. A lot of the guys were. Crezo's condition really impressed me. He was dry as a bone. I think he might have gone a little too far and flattened out a little bit, because up there he looked a little smaller than what I remember, but the condition was the best I've ever seen from Crezo so far, which we've only seen him a couple times. Two more. Ronald's. Oh, that's my name. I thought they were commenting on my hair or something. That's just my name.
You're like a grandfather looking at a cell phone.
Seriously.
How do I do this thing?
Yeah. How do I program this VCR? Kids out there are like, what's a VCR? Is that a country? All right, next one. We'll take two more
questions. We're going to questions.
We're going on questions. Okay. Well, then we're going to call it an Olympia. I'm stepping on my paper. That's okay. I don't need it anymore.
It was a great Olympia.
It was a great Olympia. We saw a lot of upsets over the weekend in many, many divisions. So that's exciting. I didn't agree with all the decisions, of course, but you know what? It's good for the sport to have new champions and winners. It sets up drama and rivalries and things like that for the next year, which, this isn't the most exciting sport compared to like UFC or the NFL. So we need things like that to really keep it fresh and keep the fans invested and coming back for more. So
The title changed in 5 different divisions.
yeah, that's nuts.
That's pretty amazing.
Even wheelchair changed, which
6.
6. Wow, that's right. So 6 out of 11 divisions.
The only repeat was Bumstead.
No, I think fitness
In Sydney, there you go.
In Sydney.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we saw they were the only repeat champions.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you. Good call there. See, fans help us out here. Yeah. Very good.
Good job.
All right. Well, guys, we want to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed all the coverage. If you haven't seen all the stuff we did on this channel over the weekend, it's on the channel. Go to the videos, check it out. Good stuff there. I want to thank Jose Raymond for joining me. As always, expert opinion, doesn't hold back, doesn't show favoritism, calls it like he sees it, and that's what we really need. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks, Jen, back there in Long Island, New York, for running the show behind the scenes, because I'm a techno moron. I would screw this up so badly. I want to thank Big Mike Cox over here. Get over here, Mike. Get over here. Guys, Big Mike Cox.
Appreciate it.
Originally from Ohio, now in Florida.
Everyone loves
Get over here, Mandy.
Big Cox.
Big Cox. Oh, God. And his wife, Mandy. Great people. They helped me out a lot.
Appreciate it, people.
Yeah, so without them, this wouldn't have gone as smoothly as it did. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
And that's it. We will see you guys probably next time at the Arnold Classic. But in the meantime, we got plenty of content coming out on the channel, so check that out. So thanks to High Tech Pharmaceuticals for all the support for our coverage. We appreciate that very much. And I guess for Jose Raymond, Ron Harris from Orlando, Florida, this has been the 2023 Olympia weekend. Thanks for watching.
Peace.